We're going to talk about LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier, talk about the keys for success for Nuss against this Texas A&M defense. And here in like 2 or 3 minutes, we'll look at some film, looking at A&M's defense and looking at the type of throws that Nussmeier needs to make repeatedly against A&M's defense for LSU to go in to Kyle Field and win. But before we talk about Nussmeier, before we look at the film, let's talk about A&M's defense real quick, talk about what they've done so far in the SEC as a defense. I think their main theme is they want to confuse the quarterback pre-snap. They don't blitz a ton. They drop 7 and only bring 4 more times than not in passing downs. But when they blitz, it's a strategic blitz, and it forces the QB to make a mistake. They're trying to confuse the quarterback. So in every SEC game but one, they've caused the quarterback to have at least 1 interception. I think the only game was Mizzou, where Cook didn't throw an interception. I don't know if he fumbled or not, but against Florida, they had 3 interceptions. Against Arkansas, they had 3 turnovers from the quarterback, combined fumbles and combined interceptions. Against Mississippi State, they had a interception as well. And they didn't always have to bring a lot of pressure for that to happen. That's why I talked about A&M trying to confuse the quarterback from pre-snap to post-snap. Against Florida, they only had 12 pressures the entire game. They did get 2 sacks, but they only blitzed 15% of the pass plays, but they forced 3 interceptions. They confused the quarterback. Against Arkansas, you can see they got a little bit more pressure. So they have been getting more pressure as of late. Against Arkansas, they had 19 total pressures, 3 sacks. That led to 3 turnovers from the quarterback. Against Mizzou, 26 total pressures, 5 sacks, and they blitzed on 32% of Brady Cook's dropbacks. Against Mississippi State, they blitzed on 27% of the quarterback's dropbacks, had 1 interception and 3 sacks. You can see they've gotten more pressure as of late, but their main identity is trying to confuse the quarterback pre-snap and do something else post-snap and force interception. So if you are an LSU fan or even an A&M fan, and Nuss is sometimes will take some risk, you're hoping if you're an A&M fan that you can lead that to an interception, right? So let's talk about Nussmeier. Let's talk about the keys against this A&M defense. And if you followed our stuff before, if you are familiar with this channel, y'all know how highly I think of Nussmeier. I think he's the best quarterback in the SEC. If I had to take one quarterback in the SEC, I'm probably taking Garrett Nussmeier, right? He can do it all. Rip it downfield, take the underneath stuff, use his legs to buy time. So what are the keys to beat this A&M defense on the road? I think you're a 3-point underdog as of this recording. Well, I think the main theme is you're going to have to combine stylistically the approach that you had against Ole Miss, obviously without the turnovers, but pushing the ball downfield, taking some deep explosive throws. Combine that approach with the Arkansas approach where you had underneath style throws. You just kind of dinked and dunked, for lack of better terms, but that's what the defense was giving you, off coverage. So you're just dinking and dunking, where Ole Miss played a little bit more of man and press. So I think you're going to have to combine both those style of plays with the one thing that you did in both games, that was maneuvering in the pocket, buying time in the pocket, good feel in the pocket to give yourself some extra time. All right, so that leads to key number 1, underneath throws when needed. Maybe you start off the game with a bit more underneath type throws. Key number 2, taking some shots downfield, definitely more than Arkansas. Now, it doesn't have to be 16 attempts of the ball being thrown 20 yards or more, which was what they did against Ole Miss. But I do think A&M throws at you a little more man defense than Arkansas does. So I think you can take some shots down field. Then key number 3, you're going to have to make some NFL contested throws because they are in man more than Arkansas was. There's going to be some tougher throws that we're going to look here in a second at what Nuss is going to have to do. And the last key that I don't have any video of Nuss doing, I don't think in this breakdown, but some play action could get the defense out of position. You're going to see that whenever A&M's defense has struggled, it was off some play action, their aggressive defense, it gets them out of position. So overall, I think Nuss is going to have to combine the Ole Miss and Arkansas game stylistically, maneuver in the pocket, underneath throws, lead to deeper throws, and have to make some NFL-type contested throws. So with that said, we're going to look at a few clips, look at the A&M defense first, and then we'll go ahead and check out the throws, from Nussmeier that I think he's going to have to make repeatedly to beat Texas A&M. Start off with a few clips of Texas A&M defense. We're going to show some success that Florida was able to have off of play action, just getting the defense out of position, which I think LSU may be able to explore this route against A&M's defense. We're going to see A&M's defense. It's a good play action. This was the only drive they really had success on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys within 4 yards line of scrimmage on a 1st and 10, with other guys creeping up just to stop the run. Now, I don't think A&M's going to be creeping up to stop the run that much just because of how dangerous Nuss is at passing, but I still think there's some potential there for play action. Nuss is good at play action, and he's good on straight drop backs here, but I think it's worth noting that there was some success against A&M's defense off of play action, so I think it's worth exploring This next clip we're going to watch is a touchdown off of play action from Graham Mertz. It's like a few plays later in this drive. And as always, real quick, this is broadcast footage, so I do apologize. We have to slow it down a little bit. It's not the best quality, but it does a good enough job, I think, just demonstrating the points and type of throws. All right, so here's a quick play action. Notice it gives all the defense bites, and then the open receiver coming open here. Again, everyone's looking in the backfield. I apologize. I moved that out of position. Okay, there we go. All right, so nonetheless, play action, I think, is potentially there to have some success against A&M's defense, but A&M's defense is pretty good, right? We talked about the pressure they've been able to get, especially as of late, and that it's led to turnovers. And this is where I think you're going to see the difference. I think we're going to see more press man, just more man in general, than what we saw, what LSU saw against Arkansas. We saw a lot of 5, 6, 7 yards off the line of scrimmage, some cover 3 type schemes. But A&M, they get pressure. They bring 4. They have a delayed blitz here. Again, we talked about them blitzing strategically. They do get pressure with 4 guys, but when they blitz, they tend to do so and do it creatively and get some pressure. Against Mizzou, they had 5 sacks on 26 pressures. Against Arkansas, they had 3 sacks and 19 pressures. And against Mississippi State, they had, 3 sacks as well on 22 pressures. And they've been forcing turnovers. Again, forcing turnovers. The only game they didn't force a turnover in the SEC was against Mizzou, or at least they didn't force an interception. But against Florida, 3. Against Arkansas, they had 3 turnovers. And against Mississippi State, they had 1 interception. So here's Nuss. This is a 3rd and 6 against Arkansas. This is key number 1, underneath type throws. Now against Arkansas, we did see a lot of off coverage throws that Nuss was able to complete. This is man defense on a 3rd and 6. We're going to see him use his legs, get the ball out to his receiver, lead him in stride. Anderson's able to make a nice catch and get up for first down. So I'm not sure how often A&M will be zone versus how often they'll be pressed. I do think they'll be pressed more than Arkansas was, but regardless, I think underneath throws need to happen, especially early on. Get rid of the ball quickly, and then seeing Nuss use his legs, maneuvering in the pocket, buying time. Something he's done really well lately. I think he's gonna have to do that as well. So key number 2, you're gonna have to hit on some shots. Now, Arkansas took that away. And so LSU just said, okay, we'll beat you another way. I think LSU only had 1 completion, or Nuss only had 1 completion when the ball was thrown 20 yards or more against Arkansas, and against Ole Miss he had 4. So I do think you're going to have to maybe have a few more deep shots against A&M. We're going to see Ole Miss only brings 3. This is a deep shot here. Anderson gets open, let me move it. Really good protection up front with the offensive line, and Nuss is able to make a really nice throw to, I think this is Anderson here. Yeah, to Anderson for first down. Now, like we talked about at the beginning of the video, I don't think you need 16 attempts of these type of throws, or these explosive throws downfield, but I think a few more attempts than what you had against Arkansas. All right, last clip that we'll watch, NFL contested throws. I think A&M's defense is probably, Arkansas's got a pretty good defense. I don't want to discredit them. Let me move me over here. I'll keep me here. Arkansas's got a good defense. I just think on man defense that Ole Miss maybe guarded closer, or that, not Ole Miss, that A&M maybe be able to do a little better against man. But regardless, nonetheless, I think A&M's defense probably presents some tougher throws to make downfield that Nuss is going to have to make. So throws like this, these are an NFL type throw. You can't really tell from this position. If you look at the behind the center angle, which I wish I had, you'll see that the receiver was covered. Nuss had to throw him open. So a great example of an NFL type contested throw. And then, of course, I don't have any play action here. Let's go. I don't have any clips of play action, but I do think using play action to get the defense out of position, like we saw against on the A&M defensive clips, I think could be something you explore as well. So if you're Nuss, maneuvering the pocket in your legs like you did against Ole Miss and against Arkansas, but then you want to push the ball downfield, take some quick throws as well, and then make some NFL contested throws. So LSU fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you want to see from Nuss? What does he have to do to help LSU beat A&M? And then 2, what does he have to avoid? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're an A&M fan, let me know your thoughts on your defense. We also have a Wegman video out, or if it's not out yet, it will be out very soon. So to go check out, we talk about the same thing, what Wigman's keys are against LSU's defense. As always, we're just a big SEC quarterback hub, so please consider subscribing to the channel. I can't talk. If you like SEC quarterback content, share the video, all that stuff. It helps us grow. We'll see you next time. Peace.